Avengers. Endgame wasn't the end. It was a confession. In one quiet scene, Marvel admitted something terrifying. The Avengers saved the day, but damaged reality beyond repair. That moment wasn't about Thanos. It was a warning pulled straight from Secret Wars. And almost no one noticed it. What makes that moment truly unsettling isn't the time travel, it's the implication. Marvel wasn't explaining rules, it was admitting consequences. Because once you accept that reality can be fractured by doing the right thing, every victory starts to look temporary. And that's where this story actually begins. Not with a villain attacking, but with a universe quietly destabilized by its own saviors. In this video, we're breaking down how that single conversation rewires Endgame, why it mirrors one of Marvel's darkest comic arcs, and how it creates the exact conditions a certain ruler of doom has always waited for. Before we go any further, answer this in the comments right now. Did that scene feel like exposition to you, or a warning you ignored? Type your answer, then keep watching. Because once you see what it really set in motion, Endgame will never feel finished again. The scene happens in New York, 2012. Bruce Banner meets the Ancient One, not as a conqueror or warrior, but as a confused scientist trying to fix a broken future. She explains how time travel really works, and it is nothing like what Banner expects. Remove an Infinity Stone, and you do not just change history. You weaken the foundation, holding that reality together. She literally shows timelines splintering into darkness, not exploding loudly, but decaying silently. That visual matters. It shows that reality does not always end in fire. Sometimes it just fades. That moment is not just exposition. It is Marvel quietly telling us that the universe can survive heroes meddling for a while, but it cannot survive repeated damage without consequence. This idea did not come from the MCU. It came straight from Marvel Comics, where consequences always arrive late but never gently. It is a warning disguised as a lesson, delivered calmly because panic would make it easier to ignore. The Ancient One is not explaining rules, she is explaining inevitability. In Marvel Comics, especially Secret Wars, the end does not start with villains attacking cities or armies clashing. It starts with incursions, universes colliding with other universes, entire timelines collapsing into one another. Reality tearing itself apart because of repeated interference by people who thought they were fixing things. Heroes believe they are making sacrifices for the greater good, but every fix creates another crack. Every solution creates a bigger problem. The terrifying part is that no one notices at first. Worlds die quietly. Civilizations vanish without explosions or warnings. By the time alarms are raised, it is already too late. When the multiverse is finally bleeding out, that is when Dr. Doom steps in. Not as a conqueror screaming for power, but as someone offering stability. He does not break the system. He replaces it because it is already failing. By the time anyone questions his authority, there's nothing left to return to. Doom rules ruins, because ruins are easier to control. Here is the uncomfortable truth. Endgame proves 3 things. Doom has believed for decades in the comics. Time can be manipulated. Reality can be damaged by heroes. And the universe needs someone willing to make hard choices without emotional attachment. Doom has always said, heroes are emotional and short-sighted. They save today and destroy tomorrow without realizing it. They react instead of rule. In the comics, Doom does not cause the multiverse collapse. He studies it. He prepares for it. He uses it. Endgame creates the exact kind of unstable system Doom thrives in. A universe patched together by guilt, sacrifice, and temporary solutions. To Doom, that is not hope. That is proof that the current guardians of reality are unfit to protect it long term. Temporary victory only confirms permanent weakness. A system that survives on miracles is already broken. Listen closely to what the Ancient One is really saying. She is not worried about Thanos alone. She is worried about what comes after the victory. about timelines left without protection, about worlds collapsing quietly while everyone celebrates survival. She understands that winning a war does not mean securing the future. In Marvel Comics, Doom often sees these moments before anyone else does. He understands that survival is not the same as stability. That is how he becomes God Emperor Doom in Secret Wars. Not by brute force or open war, but by preparing while everyone else believes the danger has passed. Endgame's warning scene is Marvel telling us something uncomfortable. The Avengers won the battle, but the universe did not win the war. And wars like that always produce rulers, not heroes. Doom is simply the one willing to claim that role. Doctor Doom almost never shows up at the beginning of disasters. In the comics, he arrives after heroes think they have already won, after the rules of reality are broken, after the damage is done and cannot be undone. Doom does not want to fight heroes at their strongest. He wants to inherit a system that is already dying. Endgame ends with multiple timelines altered, Infinity Stones displaced, and reality barely stitched back together by desperate choices. The universe survives, but it limps forward. To the Avengers, that is a miracle. To Doom, that is opportunity. A weakened multiverse is easier to reshape than a stable one. Doom does not need chaos, he needs exhaustion. Because tired heroes stop questioning authority and start accepting control in exchange for peace, here is the scariest part. Doom would not see Endgame as heroism. He would see it as evidence. Evidence that heroes break reality when desperate. Evidence that power without control leads to collapse. Evidence that someone needs to rule the aftermath, not celebrate the survival. In Secret Wars, Doom literally saves what is left of existence by reshaping it in his image. That is not conquest in his mind, that is correction. Doom does not believe he is evil. He believes he is necessary. He believes morality is meaningless if reality itself is unstable. Endgame gives him the ultimate argument. If heroes were truly capable of protecting reality, it would not be this fragile after their greatest victory. Salvation should not leave ruins behind, and Doom promises order instead of ruins. So when Avengers Doomsday finally begins, do not look for the starting point in a new movie or a dramatic first attack. Look back at Endgame. Look at the moment Marvel quietly admitted that reality is fragile now. That is when Doom's story truly begins. Not when he attacks cities or challenges heroes, but when he realizes the Avengers already did the hardest part for him. They broke the universe in the name of saving it. Doom does not need to destroy anything. He just needs to step in and take control of what is already damaged. And that is what makes him terrifying. The war was won. The consequences were inherited. Doom simply arrives to claim what victory left behind. So if Avengers Endgame really was a confession, then everything after it is fallout, not a sequel, not a new phase, a consequence. Because once heroes break reality to win, someone else eventually shows up to own what's broken. And Doom has been waiting for that exact moment his entire existence. Now I want to hear from you. What scene from Endgame feels darker to you after this breakdown? Drop it in the comments. One scene, one reason, and subscribe. Not for theories that chase hype, but for the stories Marvel hides in plain sight. Because the next video doesn't ask who Doom fights. It asks why the Avengers might already be too late. Watch closely. Doom always rewards the ones paying attention.